Welcome to the Porsche Club Insider, your one stop for all things Porsche and PCA. Here's your host, Vu Gwyn, and the Insider crew.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 188. We have a fun episode for you. We've got some great guests to talk about Luftgekühlt 11. But before we do that, we want to make sure we thank our presenting sponsor, Pirelli. Pirelli tires have to achieve the highest levels of performance, safety, noiselessness, and grip on the road surface. Innovative tires that can satisfy even the most specific mobility needs of the end consumer. And I want to thank all of you for listening. If you aren't currently a PCA member and own a Porsche, what are you waiting for? Grab that VIN, head over to PCA.org, make yourself a member. And for those of you that are looking for a Porsche, we have the test drive program. Again, just head over to PCA.org. Now, this is a little odd for me because I'm at a different position at the table, so hopefully this will work out.
This angle adds 20 pounds to you.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm very sensitive, sir. I'm very sensitive.
That's why I'm sitting in your spot.
I know, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect camera angle spot, so I've gifted that to you for this episode.
Thank you.
We have Manny at the end of the table there. Damon's going to be on controls. We don't have a camera on him, but hopefully he'll be able to chime in with the audio. We have a guest that you've seen him before, Bob Miller, co-owner at Speed Motors, and we have a young buck in terms of PCA.
Yeah, in terms of PCA.
But I would say probably out of all of us, the coffee connoisseur of the group, with his little pinky drinks that he has. A member of 9 years, Richard Bauer, but I don't think I've ever called you Richard.
That's, like I said, it's introducing myself. That's usually how I go, just Richard.
All right.
It sounds a little more professional.
All right, stop.
But call me whatever you want.
We're going to say Rich. On this episode, as I said earlier, we're going to be talking about Luft or Luftgekühlt. This was the first Luft on the East Coast. Did it meet our expectations? What was the experience like for those that entered the cars? Plus, we'll talk about Porsche news, PCA videos, and upcoming events. And I thought we would start out. Maybe there's a few people that don't know what Luftgekühlt is.
I have a feeling it's more than a few.
Yeah?
Because our favorite social media guy from PCA.
Oh, you're going to throw him under the bus?
I am going to throw him under the bus.
Throw him under the bus.
Because it's the source of entertainment for me with his naivete with things American and the Porsche world. So Monday, I walked up to him and I said, "So what'd you think?" And he goes, "Oh, I loved it. It was great." I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "It was pretty awesome." And he goes, "Only thing was... I didn't see any newer cars."
Oh, you see that meme, right?
I just smiled and I said, Luftgekühlt. It means cooled by air. And he still was looking at me. I said, it was air cooled. 1998 is the last year that the cars you could enter. And he was like, oh.
Yeah,
wait. We need to give Bogdan a little bit of credit here because it wasn't Bogdan. It was Bogdan's parents.
No, yeah, you weren't here. You weren't here when I asked him.
Pretty sure he.
No, but I
it.
thought we were in the content meeting, and anyway, I thought it was the parents. So.
No, it was. But you know, once
should
again,
know better.
That illustrates that a lot of people do not know because it is not a name that tells you what the event is.
And
it's
also,
a very
people,
if you know type name,
right? And often people just refer to it as Luft. So some people may not even know what that means.
Yeah, it's air.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to air. All cars have air, right? Before you get into the details of what Luft is, you put in here, and I want to remind those, if you're interested in being a part of Porsche Club Insider Live, we're going to be recording the podcast at this year's Boardwalk Reunion in Ocean City, New Jersey. So hopefully you've registered to be in the event. I hear it's almost sold out. But even if you're not able to bring your car onto the boardwalk, come join us. We're going to be at the Music Pier, 2 p.m., October 18th. We're going to welcome guest David Whitlock, which we've had on the podcast before from Stuttgart Market Letter. We'll be reviewing some of the interesting Porsche auction results as well as taking questions from the audience. So again, if you're not doing anything on the 18th, join us at Boardwalk Reunion and you could be in person live.
At the Music Pier.
A Music Pier. Yeah,
or
exactly.
I think you're not... I know Rich going to Boardwalk. He loves that event, but you're not a Boardwalk Reunion guy, are you?
I've tried twice, and each time something went wrong and I couldn't make it.
Are you trying again this year, or are you giving up?
I don't know.
Oh,
I could be persuaded. I
should
will
come up.
volunteer to walk along with the applause sign.
You should
for,
come
for
up
your
for sure.
audience.
Well, not
sure.
not for the podcast. Just come up for the
See
show
all the
itself.
cars.
No.
Yeah.
Like, did you try and like you broke down or something, or you just time?
I think one at a time.
Is this one of these?
It was
I gotta
time.
wake up early type
No,
things.
stop it. Yeah. It was just time.
Gotcha. All right, so back to Luftgekühlt. Maybe talk about how it came about. Who's the lead?
So I do want to tell you,
Yeah.
last year in Chattanooga, there was a mini Luft. And
Right.
so that was the first East Coast
No,
Luft.
no, I'm sorry. Anyone
Yes.
from the East Coast knows Chattanooga is not East Coast.
Oh, come on. I mean,
Come on.
It at least, well, Patrick was there. How's
Is there
that?
any signs in Tennessee that says beaches? That's all I need to say.
Wow.
all
He's so
right.
passionate
I
about
know,
that.
really, this is going to be a bad podcast.
No,
I can tell you.
Tennessee has their own place.
Yes.
I love them, but I do not consider that East Coast.
We were closer to the water for sure. So again, for those that don't know, share how it came about and what it's all about.
So this was Luft 11. I don't want to speak for Patrick as far as PC has nothing to do with Luft. That's an event that was formed by Patrick, and I believe his co-creator was Howie, and I'm drawing a blank
Me
at the
too.
last name. Anyways, they did this out in California. I think the first event might have had less than 50 cars. Was it a coffee
It
shop?
was
they
basically a
held it?
cars and coffee.
Yeah, basically. But word really got around, and it got a lot of media coverage because it was all only air cooled, and they curated some very cool cars at that event. And then from that point on, word of mouth, and it was the event you had to be in. And what made it really unique was in their curating of special cars, a lot of people got declined. They were told rejected. It became the Luft Reject Club. That it was very hard to get your car in there. If you got it in there, it was a pretty big deal. And it wasn't just like a Porsche Parade Concours winning cars. These are cars that had patina sometimes, modified, cars that people who may be sitting on an RS were getting rejects because
Sure.
they already had RSs. So from a photographer and spectator standpoint, it was just a dream. Now the photographer part, I think Jeff Zwart steps in, and the man's a genius.
Oh, amazing.
I don't have a photographer's eye. I freely admit that. Even when I do the layout for Unstock, I'll bring in Damon and Bogdan who have that photographer's eye, and I'll say, how should we put these cars? This is where I want to put them, but you tell me the angle, front, back, blah, blah, blah. That a photographer would love it. And that's what Luft is like anywhere you look.
Well, and you saw that. I mean, Jeff was everywhere
Yes.
at this event. Every single car was parked by Jeff.
Yeah, he was easily the hardest working guy there.
Oh, he absolutely.
So-
he was everywhere, but he's moving people an inch. Oh, stop.
So
Perfect.
that became the event's gone worldwide. They've done European events. That the one I heard everyone still talking about that I did not go to was Universal Studios, as being one of the biggest and memorable. To hear people who had been to multiple ones talk about this one on the same level was pretty impressive. So I've only been to one. I went to Port of LA. I'm not sure if that was 4 or 5.
Did you go to Indianapolis? You didn't?
No, because we were working
Oh.
Sports Car Together Fest. I didn't hear great things about that.
It wasn't the same.
That was like a mini Luft 2, I think. I don't think that was a...
There were a lot of cars. It just wasn't the same venue. I
Yeah.
mean, the venue in Durham, which I think is where you're going with this, it was unbelievably diverse. You had cars in buildings, you had them in lobbies, you had them on the street, you had them like next to the flowing water.
Well, that's part of the allure of,
Yeah.
of Luft is they pick some places you don't expect to see Porsches at. And that adds to the photographic nature of the event that just it creates Instagram heaven for people that are taking photographs. So much so that I personally didn't take many photos because I knew I will be able to find every angle of every car if I look through Instagram because there were so many guys with cameras that I knew would be posting online. So when it was announced in 2020 that they were coming to truly the East Coast, in Raleigh, we were all excited. I remember we had hotel rooms all set up, and then the pandemic hit, and it was canceled. And then there was no talk of it coming back for a while, and we thought maybe they changed their mind. But this year when the rumor mill started saying that they're going to come back and everything, I was like, there's no way they're not going to use the same campus. They did way too much work to just walk away from that. And I'm so glad that they went back to what they wanted to do originally. So that's hopefully after the end of the show, not only do you want to go to Luft, but you'll enter your car, which was something that we'll get to that I didn't think my car would ever be accepted or shown at Luft, but I'm sure Richard, you're the same way, right?
Yep.
Because you see all these cars in other Lufts, and you're like, yeah, these cars are all like primo 906s, thoroughbred cars, not pedestrian cars. But
I don't know. I think you're being your car is not pedestrian.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Neither is his. So.
In the world of these kind of Porsche, that was the troll. That was
the cleanest 914 there, like the most original, I believe that was there. Your car was probably the most 80s cocaine drug habit representative car.
So Rich, for those who don't know, he has a 85, is it, Rich?
84.
84 slant nose.
Black
With
lipstick red interior.
Red interior.
I mean, really red.
It's
red.
Everything's
it's a
red.
Thunderwunsch interior. And if it wasn't for that red interior, I hate to say it, but it would have probably been walked by.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's on the screen. The red interior, as soon as he opened that door, everyone took photos of that interior. They were blown away by. I remember the first time we saw his car, it was at Cars and Coffee, and the way the sun was shining on the red seats, reflecting, I thought the headliner was red. Because I was like, oh my God, the headline is red. And he said, no, it's black. It's just a reflection.
There's that much red in it, though, right? So.
Yeah, and if it's sunny out, you definitely have to drive it with sunglasses on. You can't. The reflection off the dash is just outrageous.
Do you feel like you're in a brothel when you're driving?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So for Manny and I, and Bogdan to an extent, this was on our own. We weren't there officially on duty. So that in itself was a special treat for us, because to go to an event that large and be around Porsche people, and have zero responsibility, man, that was very cool.
You thought you were on vacation.
Almost. I mean, we weren't, and to have all the cars there. And this was my very first Luft. I've never been able to put my hands up high enough and fast enough where I got to go to one of the Lufts before. So yeah, what a treat. And just like Manny, I knew there were going to be, Jeff himself and tons of people with camera gear, and there's going to be beautiful photos. So
Larry Chen was there.
Chen was there.
At that point, do you really care about what kind of photographs you take?
However, I was like, I'm going on my own, so I know I got to do something. And for those who may have heard before, I or follow me on Facebook, I bought this disposable camera lens. It's like cheap. Like I basically made my SLR into a disposable camera, and I challenged myself, and I said, can I take decent photos with a crappy lens? And so that's what I did. To have fun, I took this little $49 disposable camera lens, bolted it up to my Canon, and walked around with it. And it was hard, but it was so much fun to create these vintage like.
Yeah, that's what my photos are too. I meant to make them crappy looking.
Right, you got to try harder.
Yeah. So man, but everywhere you looked, interestingly enough, at Monterey, for example, Works Reunion, we have 800, 900 cars easily. I believe Luft was around 400, maybe 450 or so. Mm-hmm. But because they spread them out, and you treat it almost like Easter eggs, and you saw like the footprint of the event seemed way larger than the number of cars. But it was cool because cars were isolated, where you could take that singular picture of Rich's car and not be distracted by a 356 next to it, or
damn 356.
Exactly, right? So it's like each car could have its individual model shot. That was so cool for me.
So
and they don't give any type of map, and so you don't know where things are. You just sort of wander, and then you, like you said, you find a new Easter egg.
There was the rooftop that I heard about later, where some of our members were parked, and I'm like, I didn't even know about it. I kind of like the Easter egg hunt, but at the same time, if I'm going to an event, I really would like to know so I don't miss out on, because I feel like I missed out on probably a dozen or so cars because I didn't know to go there.
Sure.
So you flew down.
I did.
Rich, you towed down.
I towed.
930. You took 2 cars down, so you had to tow them down. Did
Yeah,
you take the big rig?
Yeah, I towed the big rig.
So what did you bring down?
I brought a 53 Pre-A and a 93 RS America.
Oh.
And I drove down my 73 2-liter. Shout out to Gennady at GTP because the night before, I did not think I was bringing that car. In fact, 2 days before, I had spent quite a few nights cleaning up my 964. That wasn't in the show, but I was hoping maybe when I got there, I could beg and plead to let me in because at some point, I think they changed where you had to pay to enter your car. It wasn't this Luft. I think it might have been. I don't think in the beginning you had to pay to enter your cars. I think once you got accepted, you could. But I remember last year Ilko mentioning that his car got accepted, but he had to pay this amount of money to get it in. And this year, when you registered, they asked you, "Did you want to be a
Can I ask
feature?"
how much it is?
Yes, feature was what I had.
$400?
Was 150.
Well,
I know it was like 495, wasn't it?
wait.
It was 400 and it was
There's-
like 411 with tax or whatever.
So $400 for a premium.
Oh, okay. There's different levels.
So premium, you also got 2 tickets and access to the 1948 lounge, which was above in the Tag Heuer building or room, and you got a photo package.
I don't know what that is yet. I'm still waiting to find
Me
out what
too.
that is.
I don't know what.
Have
that-
you been contacted?
I think you had to put that
No
the little
clue.
sticker.
Yeah.
That's what Juan was saying. Don't put it behind the glass. Put it on top of the glass.
Yeah.
Because the photographers they have there were matching up your car. At least this is what explained to me. I may be completely wrong, but that QR code was helping determine what pictures you're going to get. So,
But you're killing me. What happened to the 914?
Oh, I got
You were distracted.
I was distracted. Anyway, so right before the 2 weeks prior, coming home from a PCA event, the 914 started running terribly. All of a sudden, just terrible. So I pulled over, looked for anything like a loose spark plug wire, checked the distributor, everything looked fine. So I limped it back home, had it towed to Gennady because I just didn't have time to, with all the PCA stuff we were busy with. I'm like, I need someone else to look at it. So he couldn't find anything. And there's so many things when you have a fuel injected 914 that you have to narrow down. And I went to pick up my sticker that I left in the car for Luft, and he goes, "Oh, perfect time." He goes, "I think we figured it out." And I go, "What was it?" He goes, "Take it out first, and I'll tell you after you take it out." So I took it out. The car ran 100%. I said, "It's running fine." And he goes, "The problem was," he goes, I wasn't using my reading glasses when I looked at your car." He goes, "And neither was I." And he shows it to me. I'm like, "I can't see." I said, "I got to put my glasses on." The points,
Oh.
the points, the actual parts that click. The bottom part had broken off.
Oh, that'll do
So
it.
now my gap is really big. And that's why all of a sudden it started running terribly because it broke off all of a sudden. And now the gap's big and it's backfiring and whatnot. So just replaced the points and the car was running.
That's got to be one of the cheapest
Oh,
Porsche
yes,
repairs
man.
that's even possible.
And once again, that's why we love Gennady because he's so honest. And I told him I thought it was the throttle position sensor.
Or head temp.
Because the car is 52 years old and has so much original parts that he looked at that too. I mean, he was calling Brad Meyer and getting his opinion on what may be wrong. So blindly, I drove it down 6 hours and 5 hours, whatever, and no issues.
Perfect.
So again, just back to there was different packages, $400 and some for the premium. Is that what you did too, Manny? Was yours $400 something?
No, Manny went the cheap way because
Yeah.
Manny can't explain to his wife why he paid $400.
To get So how much was yours? What was the range?
150.
150. Okay. So
Mine was called feature car.
feature car.
And
was-
there wasn't another package above the premium, correct? I feel like I heard someone say there was a
don't think
diamond
so.
package or something.
So was there only
No.
was there only 2 packages or were there more?
Only 2 that I saw.
Only 2. Okay. So for those of you that are listening, you're probably going, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you paid $400 some odd
To show your
to
car."
show your car an event."
Right.
Here's where I'm going to stand up for the event organizer and Luft, because the amount of investment they had to make
Absolutely.
to secure the
Incredible.
perimeter of that property, all the gates, all the security staff, and that doesn't even include the stuff that they made the facility look unique with the Luftgekühlt signage and everything. That's what you're contributing to. Like you have to disconnect from I paid $450 to go to this. No, you contributed $450 to an amazing experience.
That's a great way to look at
I think
it.
Bob, you probably would have spent $1,000 and he was all twice.
Now the question was,
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. All right. So I will tell you, I cheaped out a little bit. So I had 2 cars, and they were going to charge me twice. And so I talked to one of the guys I know there, and I said, Jeff, I get it, but what am I doing? I'm paying twice to get these 2 cars to help the event. And he goes, well, you get food and this and
You
this
get the
and this.
photography package.
Well,
Yeah,
wait,
that's right, the
Wait,
photography
I
package.
said I'm only one guy. How in the hell much can I eat? So
Well-
he goes, don't worry about it, Bob. We'll just do one.
Oh.
So I pulled a Manny.
Oh my goodness. But like I said, for those people that kind of scoff and don't understand why you would do that, trust me, again, for the experience and what they had to do to make sure the amount of volunteers they had, the equipment, the audio, everything, all of that takes money, and it's a risk for them if they
I
don't.
mean, just the audio was amazing. Everywhere you went was exactly the same music at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, that must have taken forever to figure out.
And kudos to you for having your car inside the
Yeah.
the Tag Heuer showroom area.
Oh, we'll get to that too.
No,
So,
here we go.
so they were taking bets like how you may have had a meltdown if Rich's car was going to be placed in a better location
That's
than
because
yours.
Rich got notified that he was accepted before Bob.
Yeah.
And further back to that, Bob always sees Rich that he has low hanging
right.
fruit cars.
The only reason why I own the 930 is because of Bob. I got shamed. My entire car collection is low-hanging fruit.
That is not true. That is not true.
So,
I have
so
witnesses.
when word got out of Cars and Coffee that Rich was accepted, the first one out of us to get accepted, but Bob had not been accepted yet.
Oh,
We were like,
brother, here we go.
This is
That's why you
this
went up
is
to me
a
and you're like, so
paradigm
are,
shift."
are you in Luft yet? I was like, no, why? And you're like, oh, well, Rich got accepted. I was like,
Manny lives for
this
moments
is what
like
he
that.
does to me 24/7. So
Yeah, he lives for this kind of moment.
So, then when he did get accepted, remember you told me, he goes, I'm not even sure I'm going to come now.
Oh,
no,
Yes,
because
you did.
was bitter.
You said I'm
you were
not.
asked, you were asked
He was
out on a
angry.
date, and then you're like, well, now I don't know if I want to go.
no, that is not true.
Oh my
Wave
god!
We were-
3 of invitations.
Yes.
We were having so much trouble with the little Pre-A. We couldn't figure out why it was turning into the Valdez. And we had so many clients that it came right down to the end.
Now, you did offer him, I think you said you offered him 7 of your cars.
Yeah, 7 or 8 cars.
But did he tell you why did he pick these 2, or they just said, we want these 2?
Jeff Zwart he's a huge Pre-A fan. He loves the early cars. And I thought that car might have a real shot. But in addition, I presented, sort of some ideas because I could get hold, and by the way, I didn't tell you, but I was offering your 964 because I could get hold of a bunch of 964s. And I said, why don't we do a 964 theme? And, I offered up 2 of mine, and then I offered yours, Steve's, 964 turbo. I know where the lightweight is.
Yeah.
And they just they bailed on it. But initially they were really excited about it. So I had no idea what was going to be taken.
Wow. So going down there was uneventful for you. Mm-hmm. Uneventful for you as well.
Sort of. We got a call from Scott Johnson, and
I knew that was. I just said it that way.
I mean,
Now that we said his name.
Yeah.
Scott is a recent, long-time PCA and Porsche
Yes.
owner,
Right.
but first-time 356 owner.
yeah, I sold Scott a T5 61, and it's just a
It's a
great
beautiful color.
beautiful
It's
car,
sky
yeah.
blue.
Beautiful car.
Etna blue.
Etna blue.
Etna blue.
But a great driver car, a great event car.
Yep.
And we had only gone through it a little bit, and Scott decides, well, I'm going to take it down to Luft. And I'm looking at him
No
going,
St. Christopher statue,
have
nothing.
you
He just went to
lost your mind?
Mucho
But-
respect. When Manny told me he was driving that car, because he brought it to the open house,
Yeah.
and he's like, "How do I open this, or what do I do
Oh
with
my
this?" I'm
God.
like, and
Yes.
he's gonna drive to.
I was
like,
asking us how he puts gas in it.
yeah, oh my.
Well,
what
so
gas?
the hilarious thing is he calls us, and we're in the big rig, can't hear a damn thing. And so I handed the phone over to my buddy that was going with us, and Scott's going to town, blah, 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 all this. We find out he's sitting in the parking lot of a BMW German sports car repair facility, calling us in a truck.
Oh,
And we're like, Scott, why haven't you gone inside and asked those guys to help you? I don't know. Anyway, it turned out to just be the positive lead on the coil. They fixed it in 5 minutes, and off he went.
oh, nice.
But he's sitting there and calling us. We're 500 miles away or whatever it was. But he got it going, made it, had a great time.
Did he bring any tools with him?
Not a thing. Didn't even bring an extra quart of oil.
I wish I could live like that.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
like the Rob Sass way of
I'm
traveling.
jealous that people are that confident.
Nope.
No, I had all these tools, a few spare parts that I had, but I was like,
But you also
maybe.
left with other people. It wasn't just
Right.
you.
Right,
You didn't
right,
just go
right,
solo. Scott went solo, right?
Yeah.
It was just him.
Yeah.
Well, here's the great part. So on the way back, we get another call. And Scott's, he's going to town, blah, 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 blah. And he said, I don't know, it just sort of lost power. Blah. And we figured out where he was, and we were behind him. So we pulled over, came up, and I got out. I said, what did it do? And he told me, and I said, it sounds like it's fuel. I went in, opened the fuel tank, looked down, looked at him. Scott, you're out of fuel.
No way. It was that
He's
simple.
out of fuel.
It ain't got no gas.
And I said, there's a fuel gauge. So
you know why?
lit-
Because he used to a light popping
Right.
up or something that tells him it's.
I mean,
yeah.
unbelievable.
But again, that's
well,
better that it's that than anything
61
else.
has a fuel gauge, too.
Yeah, of course.
It's not-
And
not
it
a
has
stick or
it
anything.
has a reserve switch that you'd sort of take the toggle and you go to reserve.
Did he have enough reserve to go to the gas
No,
station?
he had already gone to reserve.
Oh God.
So we just had to scold him a little bit, but once
But it
again,
wasn't a fuel leak. It was just
he did have a little fuel leak, but he was literally bone dry.
Lack of gas was the
Yes.
bigger problem.
and kudos to him for being an enthusiast. His car wasn't even in the show.
No, he just drove it.
He just drove.
oh,
it
he just
because
drove. It wasn't in the show.
It is celebration of air-cooled Porsches, and
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people do that who didn't have
Yeah.
their car in the show, but drove it down to be part of the brotherhood, if you will. So
Sure.
kudos to him.
Yeah.
Stayed with Joe
Respect.
Heichel.
Yep,
Mucho
Joe
respect.
Heichel, yeah, he drove down
Been
his,
on the
his
been on the
Emery,
podcast
right?
before.
Yeah.
I think he drove the singer down in
Did
the
he?
trailer to
Yeah,
Emery.
I think that's
Oh,
what
Yeah,
it
he
was.
trailed to Emery.
But
Hey, Vu, did you take down your A?
No, sir. I
Oh.
took Southwest. I had it was actually my wife's birthday weekend, so we
using his wife as excuse.
I get that a lot in car sales.
So-
Well, I
so-
need to talk to my wife.
So
you know.
we flew and actually spent a nice weekend in the Raleigh Durham Cary area. That's a nice area.
It is.
I haven't spent time there before.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Columbia in a sense, but just
It's the influence of Duke. I mean, imagine what that university
Yeah.
brings in. Incredible.
beautiful. I don't know if this was a hint or anything, but we went to look at model homes.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh. Like I haven't been in a model home park in forever. And like, you know how new cars and new features, man, these new homes are like, oh, I didn't know I needed that.
Yeah, you got to start planning now that you're mid-50s, right?
Oh, yes,
right.
yes.
This
We are
is,
actually, today is in fact my birthday, and I'm going deeper into the 50s, and I'm not
51. Oh my
Yeah,
God!
what's that
The
feel
world
like?
is ending.
I
Seriously.
know, 51.
It's ridiculous.
And we were talking about this over the weekend because I didn't, how do I say this? I did not know how old you were, and you are younger than.
Yeah, don't let the grays fool you. Yeah,
I think Boo asked if he was retired.
just mentally.
Yeah. So this was your first look.
My first one.
And
Absolutely.
did it meet all of your expectations? Did you? You were also parked in it was a very unique area, but to get there was not exactly easy.
Oh yeah, no, getting there was half the adventure.
Yeah.
But no, this was my first Luft. I've watched enough of them on social media and YouTube and such to know what I was getting into. But the whole experience and the way it was curated is the best word to describe it, because to call it a car show would be doing it a disservice. It is more set up like a curated museum. Like there's a lot of thought process into it. It's not like a bunch of cars just in a row. It exceeded my expectations. My expectations were high, and they exceeded them.
Yeah.
And even before we did Luft, Rory and Cam Ingram each had their own open house, Road Scholars and then Ingram Collection. We went to the Ingram Collection, and they had quite a showing of cars that weren't replicas, 550, 904s. You got to see your 959 Sport that you had never seen before.
Yeah, I'd never seen one. I've always seen Comfort. I've never seen a Sport in person.
They had, in fact, they had the Holy Trinity, as I call it, the 959, the Courier GT, and the 918, all parked there. And for two of the guys, they bought Alvin Springer's book that sold out.
They had the book?
The Ingram
They
family
did.
bought a whole bunch.
Did you buy the book?
I was going to, but 962 wasn't available.
That's the only reason he wanted to buy it.
I do know what you did buy. We'll talk about that later.
So Alvin was signing the books too as well. And Alvin
that's
had
awesome.
Yolanda and they had their daughter and their son there also. But the funniest scene was Juan, who came down with us. He has the 932. He buys the book, and so we tell him, hey, he will write anything you want in the book, dedicated to anything. You know, he's very serious about these books. Juan froze up like he was talking to a supermodel or something. It looked like he
Let's
was having
tell Alwyn he's now a supermodel.
It looked like he was having a stroke. I think he said, make it out to the bestest Porsche fan or something like that.
He wasn't prepared.
And then afterwards, he was
wasn't
like, oh, I should have had him write this. Oh, I should have had him write that. I can't believe that I didn't. But Alvin remembered him as the one who froze up as to what he wants him to
That's
write.
funny. Juan seemed like he had a good time.
Yeah, I'm going to defend him.
Yeah.
English is not his first language, so.
No.
Oh, he speaks
Whatever,
English
yeah,
perfectly
right.
fine.
But you know what I think he enjoys most is how much we give you a hard
Oh,
time.
and you guys love giving me a hard
Right,
time.
right.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But yeah, so that was a good start. And we literally, they had gotten there the day before. But a lot of us just got there on Friday, so we went straight to the Ingrams, and then we went back to the hotel because Rich and Juan, since they were premium, they had to get their cars placed. Now they started placing cars Thursday, so that's when you had, because I saw on Instagram, your Instagram, you had photos of placing the cars.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, this was a little hairy, I got to tell you. We're in the Tag Heuer building, if you
It's
will.
not Tag, it's Tog.
It's Tag. And, I pulled up. I've got Jeff Zwart with me from ASG, and they start sort of bringing me in, and I just stopped. I wasn't going to move at all. And I said, Jeff, can you get in front, please? Because I don't trust these other folks. It was maybe a half an inch
Wow.
on each side of that car. I mean, it took us a little while to get it in. They at one point we
This
had
is the 56.
the pre-A. At one point we backed out. They took the door off to get the dang car.
Not your car, of the...
No, of
The building.
of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jeff Zwart, he's looking at me. He's like, Bob, I'm telling you, I've measured this. It's okay. And I'm looking at him going, yeah, but it doesn't matter if I wipe the side of the car out.
Right.
But it was tight. It took a little bit. And then as we said, Zwart stood there and just to the millimeter decided where that car was going to be.
Did they get all those cars in there like that?
Yes.
Good God.
Yeah, but think about the width of a 904.
Yeah, but the
it's very
value.
thin. Oh, I know. Well, then there's an RSK, and then there's a 550 Spider. I mean, it was.
I was thinking you're.
I'm the cheapest. Yes.
Well, you're the widest though, too. Also.
Probably with the front bumper.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So I wonder
Yeah.
if Bobby Rahal was there to watch this car go in.
He was.
Was he really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
my
he was
God.
right there. Yep, he was.
Wow. So yeah, people were wondering how they brought the cars in. And
Well, you guys didn't see. So we were there Thursday, and there were maybe 60 cars. By Friday morning, there were maybe, I'd say 180, 150. Friday night, there was just a deluge of cars. By the time we got back Saturday morning for the beginning of the show, there had to be another 200 cars parked.
Yeah.
We have no idea how they did it.
Yeah, and the way they parked it, they needed all that time. It's not like you just roll up and park on a fairway and just park them all
And they
together.
weren't doing a first come, first serve, because I went with Rich in his car to,
They knew exactly where they were putting all the cars.
as we offended every single person on the sidewalk when Rich would let off the gas and you hear pop, 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 pop.
That's amazing. It sounds amazing. Yeah, there's
One
no
of those
sneaking up.
guys.
Yeah.
One of those guys. How did he get in here? Yeah.
Thank God it was the afternoon, not the morning. But we waited in line for an hour.
Yeah, it was a good solid hour. We were waiting.
Luckily,
to
the
get
weather was absolutely beautiful
Stunning.
every day.
Oh, yeah,
it wasn't
they
humid,
lucked out on
so
the
we
weather.
sat in the car, a black car that just beautiful weather.
Is
so
your AC working?
I don't know.
No.
that means no.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's an 84 air cooled.
It'll
They
work.
can work. They can work.
Even at its best.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But-
I haven't even. I'm risk averse right now. I don't know if it works. I've never
okay.
tried it.
You-
I've
you
never,
can push
So
a
in my
button.
head, it works.
Okay.
I don't know. Just like the sunroof. I've never touched
Well,
the sunroof
from-
on it.
From
So
his-
as far as I know, it
from
works.
his house to Hunt Valley, I don't even know that it could get cold if you turn it on.
So under that philosophy, you know that the car goes fine up to 3,000 RPM, and that's it.
Yeah, I have reached that. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh man.
But anyways, yeah, we were waiting, and a lot of it's like what Bob said. They knew where each one of these cars was going to go, so they were waiting, or at least they were waiting for certain cars so they could clump them together. With Rich, they took another slant nose, and they put them nose to nose.
Slant nose to nose.
Yes, exactly. But the funny thing was, it wasn't a parking lot. This was areas where it's for pedestrians to walk through, not for cars to drive through. And so by this time, they think everyone can easily turn these cars around with no problem. And they're telling Rich to navigate past a cement trash can, a cement bench.
Yeah, and a potted cemented plant.
Yeah.
So we have a picture of the nose to nose. I do have to make a disclaimer. This is not a drone shot.
Okay.
For those watching YouTube,
Thank
not
you.
a drone shot.
Thank you.
But yeah, and then he didn't come in from that direction. He came from the direction
Yeah,
that
I came the opposite direction
the
of where that is.
copper-colored slant nose is. So, and of course, Jeff has all the cars to park, so he has very little patience
Very
for people that need 19 points to make a turnaround.
Right.
Because until he parks you, he cannot move to the next set of cars. And like you said, they had a ton of cars. They were
Were you
parking.
the one that told me about the guy that didn't like his spot?
That was
yeah.
Juan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Because
part
while
of
we
it.
were being parked,
It wasn't Juan that didn't like his
Yeah,
spot.
no,
It was
it
a
was-
person in Juan's group
Right.
that did not like his spot.
Yeah.
And he was said if he didn't like his spot, then he's welcome to leave.
Right.
Basically, that's what he told me. Is I can show you the door
Yeah.
if you don't.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff has no patience for
Yeah.
that. You've got to be kidding me.
No, I mean, a poor guy. I mean, what's it, 70s, and he was nonstop on the bicycle. I would have been done with that. Would have been, give me an electric bike at least, or a scooter, if you're going to make me roll around these hills.
He did make a point. He was on his regular
Yeah, he
mountain
said
bike,
that.
and
Patrick Long was electric
was on
bike.
an e-bike.
That's a okay.
As soon as he parked you, he would move to the next. No time for chit chat or anything.
Right.
He had to move because every time we were done, the group was done. He would have another group of cars waiting to be parked. But as we were waiting, it wasn't bad wait because they kept on walking by every 15 minutes, giving us different information. But at least they were talking to us.
Yeah.
We're going to park you on the north side. You guys know you're being parked on the south side, right? You're going to the east side. And
At
we
least
were
they're
like,
talking to you.
At this point, we're like, anything but the rooftop.
Right.
Because we didn't know what the rooftop was. But all we knew was that all the cars were not going to the rooftop. They were going to this one
That
area.
was just parking. It wasn't really part of the show. It was totally impromptu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think... no,
It's part of the show.
I think it was called display or something like
Yeah.
that. It
Yeah.
was $25. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was part of the show. It was organized.
But it was sort of like, you guys go up there.
Yeah.
See you later.
But it was something that people were going to be displaying.
So, all right. So I have a question.
I got to tell you
go
this
ahead.
funny story before I forget. So we're in the car, and now it's time. It's finally our time to go.
We're in
get
my
parked.
car at this
Yeah.
point. We're in my 930.
Yes. And they have these ramps that can be best described. They were built by the Cub Scouts.
Yeah,
Or
you got to
some-
use
some
air
airbed,
quotes when you
yes.
say ramps.
2x4 wide.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This
serious.
is great for a 3.5-inch wheel on a 56. Not so much on a 930.
Oh.
Hey, these guys have loaded a bunch of cars up. Who are we to question? But the facial expressions on the guy bringing us up from the street over the curb onto the grass.
Oh, you had to bring your car over?
Yeah,
Yeah. At an angle.
At an angle. Yeah. Oh,
With
absolutely.
these tiny little narrow ramps that looked like they were 2 inches wide.
And that forgiving front end of yours, I'm sure.
And he would, and Rich, if you're facing the camera, you could probably make the faces that he was making. But I was saying to Rich, I'm like, he is not giving me any confidence at all because, like that, he would
cringe.
He would start falling back, and his hands are going like small, like that
Yeah,
close.
but he's doing this. He's doing. I'm getting mixed signals here.
Oh,
That's the
God.
come forward, I think.
Yeah.
Well, we went by him. I'm like, I hope to God you're not a doctor.
Well, those
Rich-
test results don't look so good.
Rich goes, I'm guessing you don't play poker. He goes, not very well.
They can't hide anything.
That's funny.
But we finally made it over the ramp, and then we got him parked. Then we went to find Juan where he was parked at, and then he told us about the guy who didn't like his parking spot, and Jeff Zwart told him that he can park outside anywhere he wants if he doesn't like the parking space here. But then we got to look around the day before the show, and while a lot of cars had covers on by this time, even though it wasn't going to rain, it was just the morning dew and whatnot. It was very impressive. And as much as we walked around, we were trying not to walk around too much because we were like, we don't want to ruin
Right. You don't want to ruin the
the
experience.
show. There was so much to see. And then we went to the what's it was called, the pre-Luft party, which was
The bullpen.
So right next to this campus, which was the American Tobacco campus, which I guess is where they produce cigarettes. It was
In
very
the day,
industrial,
yeah.
very
In the
industrial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had built a stadium, the famous from it wasn't the same stadium from Bull Durham, but it was the same team that plays there, and that's where they had the pre-Luft party, which did not include food, but they had food for sale and they had beer for sale, and they were doing interviews with some of the Porsche celebrities.
Well, in a 9/17/30 in the outer
at
field.
second base. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you have to pay for that?
Yes.
Oh.
I think it was 35, 40, something like that.
Unless you got a premiere ticket,
Yeah,
and then we got it included.
yeah, see,
all
now.
right.
And how many people were there?
500,
Oh, I would say
600.
probably more than that.
A couple hundred people?
It was, if you can imagine, it ran all the way from like first base to
1,000?
the outfield.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't like overly crowded.
Yeah.
It was a great place to have it. And once again, the weather was just, if it would have been raining, it would have been totally miserable.
Yeah.
But because the weather was so great, you could be in shorts, you could be, it wasn't like, it didn't get too cold at night. So it was a great place to hang out. And then we decided that we wanted to go eat. And there are a lot of great restaurants around there.
Rich and I must not have gotten our invitation.
No, Richard.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was-
no, Rich did. Rich did, but you didn't.
Oh, maybe
I was there.
You were hanging
maybe
out
I
with-
didn't.
You were hanging out with your people.
Oh, well, who's my people?
Yeah, you.
I know. The whole time I'm like,
upper
where's
people.
Bob? Where's Bob? And you were just
I
nowhere
was
we-
shunned.
I was
I
like,
figured he was with the Tog Heuer people.
oh, my
yeah,
God. Here
he
we
must
go.
have been with
You were busy shaking hands.
He was VIP.
No, I didn't go into my VIP mode, but
Yeah.
I did freeze up when I saw Alwyn.
You did?
I didn't know what to
Aw.
do. Yes, it
He's
was
so-
like a supermodel.
There's no reason to freeze up. Well, he's so sweet.
Actually, I'm kidding. I talked to him about your cruise.
Oh, yeah.
He absolutely loved it. He just kept talking
He
about
was,
it.
he was
Since he
incredible.
announced on that cruise that he will be back for the second cruise,
He
another
did,
cruise.
he did.
I said, well, I guess
made
you don't
it-
have to worry about inviting him. He just invited himself.
He's already there. He's already there.
So the next morning is when I got to get parked at 7 a.m. So this time Rich rode with me. First time he ever rode in a 914.
Never been in a 914. I was surprised by the amount of room in there.
Felt the
lot
power
of
of 95 horses.
Yeah, it's got a lot of room in it.
Oh,
I was
it's
really
great.
surprised.
Yeah, they're great.
So we then we were wondering, there's no way they can make us wait an hour like they did with Rich, because the show starts in an hour, and they had to have all these cars parked. But we went to the street that they told us to, and they had cars lined 2 by 2, and Patrick Long was there, and Jeff Zwart was on his bicycle, and then they would grab cars from the left or the right and say, "Follow me." And that's what they did with us. One car from one side. They picked me. I was 3 cars back. They said, "You come too." And they parked us on the hill on one of the streets. And I got to say I got parked by Jeff Zwart.
That's awesome.
This was surprising. I didn't think being feature, much less paid than these guys.
No, I thought you had a really good
I
spot.
thought I was
That was
gonna
a
be
great
parked.
spot.
Yeah,
he was
great
on the
spot.
grassy
Yeah.
knoll.
Yeah, he was on the
He was
grassy
on the
knoll.
grassy knoll. Yeah.
No, I liked it. I loved
Yeah.
it.
No, it was a great spot.
I would tell people, I go, have you seen the 91730?
Yeah.
And they would say no. I go, okay, that's the next street over. So I am about 20 feet from the 91730.
You were across from the Jägermeister car too.
All right.
Yeah, so it was easy to pinpoint people to say where
You
I
know
was
what
roughly.
the best part about your parking spot, and I took advantage of it. So in the morning it was cool, so I had a vest on and everything like that, and we got a poster, and then his car was there. It was
Storage. Storage.
perfect.
Yep.
It was perfect storage.
Every time we went by my car, I would say, anybody want to drop anything off?
Yeah.
Because it was, we didn't have to walk back up to a garage or something to put stuff back. So that was worth $150 alone.
No, that you can explain to Roxanne,
Yeah.
right?
So when we get there, though, there was a coffee shop right down from where I was parked. So I was like, this is awesome. We're
Yeah.
going to get some great coffee. Don't open until, was it 8 or 9?
Yeah, it was definitely much later than a coffee
then,
shop
yeah.
should open, especially for an event.
No one must have told them, hey, or maybe they did tell them and they decided not to do it.
Yeah.
There's going to be a ton of people here at 7 a.m.
Was it the coffee shop we eventually went
Yeah.
to?
It was the
Okay.
same coffee shop. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
still made plenty of money.
So we had to go on a hunt for coffee to get started. And we finally found one almost in the middle. It was like a pop-up tent. It was right where you walked in to see the 906. So we...
Well, luckily, Rich had his special ticket. He could go to the 1948 lounge.
Yeah, but I didn't. I was a little ignorant with that. I didn't realize all of that until afterwards.
Food, drinks,
Yep.
coffee,
So were you told about
air
that? Or
conditioning.
did you read about that or were you
I did-
told about that?
No,
Who are you talking to?
You.
Me. I mean, I knew when I walked into the Tog Hoyer area.
Well, Tog did not tell Rich.
no, I was not
about
part of
this.
that. No.
Because when I went with him, with Rich, they handed us the because they weren't allowing anyone to walk into the staging area the day before. But when we came in, they scanned our sticker and said, "Okay, here's your 2 passes." And I asked Rich, I said, "You want this for Juan?" He said, "No, he's getting his own." He goes, "You can have that one." I'm like, "All right." So I put it on my wrist, and that gets you into the lounge. But I didn't see anywhere or anybody tell us at any point saying, "Hey, the lounge is over here. This is what you can get from there." We didn't realize it until almost past halfway of this show that there was coffee and food. We were just walking around like
Actually, there
newbies.
was beer, wine. There was.
we find out afterwards.
Yeah.
We find out after we have lunch and everything that we could have had food
Right.
in the
And to be
Tog
fair,
Hoyer.
the show could have gone on longer, in my opinion, because there was a couple of sections that I didn't even see, like where the Baja cars were.
Yeah.
I didn't even see them. I
Right.
didn't know they were there. I saw them after the fact when they started social media.
But you know what though? It was very much like a California show because right around 2:00, like the crowd disappeared.
Yeah, it
like
did
the
thin
attention
out.
the attention span for the folks that attended, I was very surprised. For me, I agree with you. Like it could have gone longer so that we could see more things. But to the masses,
That's because at 2:00 you became relationship boo.
Oh man.
oh, that's true.
That's
That's
why.
true.
That's
That's
why.
true.
That's why he's thinking everyone's leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like 2:00. I'm like, where did it's like it started really thin out. I'm like, man.
I did. I ran into Manny. I said, "Man, I haven't seen Vu the whole weekend." And Manny said, "Yeah, he's in relationship Vu mode." So he did. I'm not kidding.
I did. I went into relationship mode. My wife and her 2 friends came out to see what this craziness was about, and it was good for them to see a little bit of our world, and they were in fact amazed.
You know, it's
by
sort of cool though,
all of
and,
it.
and this is serious. The cool thing was you saw families there. You saw, people walking around with dogs and little kids and, older folks. And so it really appealed to a wide range.
It did, and I would say that it had and we say this word all the time, like this vibe that was quite young, and somebody was making fun of you, and I forgot to tell you about this while we were in line.
Well, they saw us doing it, so everyone just figured,
Might
oh,
as
so
well
while we were,
just-
this looks like fun.
While we were getting coffee, the hipster that was in front of me, and I don't know if he brought a car or what, but he obviously was there for the show. He's like, "Huh, look, he's got a Porsche shirt, he's got a Porsche backpack, and you had something else." He named 3 things that you had on that Porsche, and I looked at him, and he had 0 Porsche stuff, but yet both of us were, or all of us were still there for the love of the brand, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, that kind of thing is usually reserved to Ferrari, where you have the Ferrari hat.
He just had because he had
Ferrari
his
shirt.
gear. That's all it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he wasn't Joey Tribbiani. Like,
Oh, okay.
still,
you guys
okay.
are painting me in like a, like I'm wearing like a tracksuit or something like that.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I had a backpack.
Aren't you wearing a tracksuit right now?
Oh. And for those of you who are wondering, this is why Juan was having such a good time, because we were giving a little crap to our dear friend here.
So speaking of merchandise,
Oh,
so did anybody bring home any merchandise?
nope.
I didn't. No.
Nope, because that line was, gosh, hundreds of people deep.
So Friday at the pre-Luft party, they had a little booth that was selling hats. You didn't go to because your relationship booth on Friday.
Yeah.
They had a little booth that was selling the book, hats, and the poster.
Which I'm a little bitter about, but you can go ahead. Yeah,
There was a lot of bitterness in our group
I did buy a poster.
about the merchandise.
Was the book sold out?
No, we'll get to the
Yeah.
Oh,
bitterness.
all right. Here we go.
But no shirts. So we told our guys, because Rob Rohrbark was with us and Scott was with us. Not Scotty, it was Parker, right? I said, hey, here's your chance. You might as well get stuff, because the lines at Luft,
Going to be ridiculous.
from the one I went to the one from last year, they're always long. They said they're always long. So you probably want to get it now. And the next morning, we saw where it was going to be at, and but it didn't open till 9. And the early bird tickets that a lot of people got it was 8. So we're like, then we wanted to look around. We're like getting to Disney World and saying, let's wait in line to buy Mickey ears.
Sure.
Of course, you want to go around. We're like, we'll go back. The line never seemed to drop until they ran out of stuff.
Yeah.
Finally, when it was empty, we looked in, and it looked like a.
It was just coat hangers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like an extra.
Is that why you're bitter?
A small,
No.
extra small. So there were a couple of people who were bitter because they wanted to buy the merchandise and they sold out of stuff. And then, at insult to injury, they send an email while we're there saying, "Hey, we got more stuff online."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I sold out of all that stuff too. That was
Jeez,
was online. So no, we did not get. Although one of our group was smart enough that he had a bootleg version made because he was showing. I looked at him. I'm like, how'd you
I
get
can't
that?
believe you go there. You're going there.
How'd you get that shirt?
You're gonna remain nameless.
Remain nameless. Remain
Mainly, I'm not
nameless.
going to name him. And it said Luft 11.
Oh, yeah, looks pretty good. You
He's
got
like-
into the store. He's like, well,
he's
not
like,
really.
I had it made a couple weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
It looked great though.
It looked great. It
looked
looked
great.
better than.
Yeah.
In fact, we all joked we're going to order our own because it was long sleeve.
Yeah.
And
Tell him to bring it to Cars and Coffee.
yeah,
We'll
I was
order.
like, hey. I
So
don't-
here's the thing with merchandise. It's really easy to lose money on merchandise, especially a one-off event. So if you get Luft 11 merchandise that you can't sell, like if you didn't sell it during that weekend, let's say because of the weather and there was low turnout, like it really could hurt the bottom line
sure.
of the event. So they typically order very conservatively and they want to sell out. Like when we did Rennsport and stuff like that, like we wanted to run out. We wanted to run out at least a day early so that we made sure we went. Because when you have to order 144 smalls, 144 extra smalls, 144 2XL, you could sell 3/4 of it, but if you have a quarter of it left over, then that whole program is upside down. So I totally get why they run out, and don't be too mad at them because it's not an easy equation to figure out.
But
And
what I can be mad at them is they should have more areas selling it instead of. I mean, it shouldn't.
I agree
you
with
shouldn't
that.
have to wait in line. I can understand not bringing inventory, but you can spread it around and have it sold different places. If you have
yeah.
a line that
Yeah.
long, I mean, Porsche at Rennsport when they had that 4-hour line, that was just
More
totally,
stores.
that was totally uncalled for.
Yeah.
That was just BS. You know, people are spending a lot of money to come look at the cars and have to wait in line. to
Yeah.
buy
That was
merchandise.
over an hour, well over an hour.
Oh, yeah.
it was
Yeah.
Yeah,
3 hours.
The worst is if you
But
stand
that's-
in line and you
Rennsport
get
was 3
into the
hours.
store
And
and,
then
it's
they're
sold
out.
out. That's bad.
Yeah.
I agree with you. You have to manage the crowd. But
All right, so what we're getting into is a question I was going to ask you guys. Since you went, what would you change? And obviously, one of them is you've got to have a couple
Well,
stations for stores.
So clear for people who don't understand Luft, they don't return back They may go back in a few years, but the following year they don't go back to the same place.
It's not going to be there next year for
Yeah,
sure.
so
Right.
people would say, "I'll do it next year." No, you won't.
But generally, as an event, what would you change?
So I thought the car submission was pretty easy. I would think communication could be improved. For instance, we all bought tickets ahead of time because the fact that they sell out in California so quickly, and I can't tell you how many times I see on our mart want to buy Luft early bird. So I told all these guys, you want to get early bird tickets because we want to get there early, blah, 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 before it sells out. So we all got our... turns out that when you have your car accepted, you get 2 early bird tickets.
Right.
Which and
That's
you
what
can't,
we paid for, by the
Right,
way.
that's what we
and
paid.
tickets have no refunds. So
But none of us thought we were going to get our cars in the event.
Well, no one does.
We just wanted to
Well,
make sure
I
we
knew
were gonna
Rich
go.
was, so.
yeah, in fact, I did it as a joke because I didn't think mine would get accepted because it's just a plain Jane 914. So I thought, I can wear one of these Luft reject shirts and talk about how I didn't get my car accepted in the Luft. And I was all prepared to fly down. I remember telling these guys at Cars and Coffee that I'll probably just fly down, or that maybe we'll take our Macan that because my wife was thinking of coming down.
Well, half the time you're doing it for the parking spot.
Exactly. So when I got accepted, I was
Right.
like, I did not think I was going to get accepted.
I
So-
think I told you that you were going to get accepted from the very beginning.
But yeah, and I was surprised. I mean, I was surprised Rich got accepted, but
I got
I'm
accepted
just kidding.
First,
I'm just kidding.
First.
Yeah.
First.
To me, his car was screamed Luft.
Yeah, you're right.
It was perfect for photos and whatnot. So, I think better communication, or at least having a policy where they refund. If you've already bought tickets and you got accepted, that hey, they'll refund the tickets you already pre-purchased. So I felt like we all had like enough tickets to invite a whole ton
Yeah, we
of
could
people.
have had far more people.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because I got 2 extra tickets too for a feature.
Yeah, I gave mine to the guy I was traveling with. So
Yeah, we didn't. My wife was like, "What, did you just give them away?" I'm like, "There was no one to give them away to. They were all people who already had tickets."
So for me, because I wasn't around Manny, and if you guys know Manny, you know that there's not almost a car in the world in terms of Porsche that he doesn't know what it is, the background, all that kind of stuff. I don't have that kind of knowledge. One of the things that I found was that I would look at a car and I didn't really know the significance. Was that a significant whatever? Is it a 356 GT, one of the whatevers? They did have those stickers on the car where you could go up and you could get the
QR code.
Yeah, a QR code, and you could read about it. So I wrestle a little bit with whether or not putting something up that said this is the basics about this car would be better than a QR code or not. Because you walk around and you're not quite sure, is that did that win Le Mans or something like that?
Yeah.
So that was one of the things.
the balance you have,
Right.
is I get it. Like going through a museum, having a docent, you have a better experience,
Right.
which I totally get. However, from the photography side, those signs
They
they
stink.
They stink for a
Yeah.
photographer. So I think that is more important to them, which I agree. But you still got your information because you did have that QR code.
Well, and then what we had at the very first East Coast Luft, which was in Chattanooga, we we had up on the wood, there was literally burned into the wood. It will say 964 Carrera RS Club Sport 3.6 engine, 262
They
horsepower.
had that for the cars that were on the wood,
Right.
So for this one too,
Right.
But not the cars that were.
We were not woodworthy.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
we weren't woodworthy.
yeah.
So
No, I agree. There was cars there that I think people would have really appreciated if they understood. Like I was telling someone about the America Roadster, and I could see 3 other people like leaning in, listening to what I was saying. Because I said it is really rare to have 3 America Roadsters in one place.
well, and do you remember the light blue G&W 993?
Yes, the Marshall car.
The Marshall car.
Yep.
So it's sitting there, and you don't realize the significance of that car because there's really nothing
No.
there.
Yeah.
And you know it. And so for you to be a docent is great. But as a normal person, you just sort of walk by, oh, pretty car.
Pretty-
and,
yeah.
and you
For
keep
those,
going.
my favorite story of that car is it's the last RSR to run at Daytona. It is not the fastest anymore because you got the 996. Was it R or were you running RSRs back in 2000?
Well, that won because remember all the water cooled cars blew up.
Yeah, but the race started though. It had no
chance.
advantage. The 996s were. Anyways, our friend Greg Merrill, who used to do club racing, he buys a seat on this car.
Good Lord.
And he told me afterwards because they finished third place because, like Bob said, a lot of these 996s were having water pump problems and they were going bad. And I think they actually ran out of water pumps because they replaced so many of them on the different. Because everyone and his brother had one, a 996 they were running. And Greg said we never passed the car on the track. We just never broke down, so we would pass them in the pits as they were being fixed.
Right.
And he got his name on a poster.
Yeah, that was
for
amazing.
A second and
That's
third. I was
awesome.
like, that is like the dream of any Porsche fan. They not only run the 21st Daytona,
Is
but
it
the
this,
podium.
this one on the screen if you're
Yep,
watching
that's
YouTube?
it. Yep,
Yes.
that's
it.
Gorgeous
with
car.
the handprints on it. But yeah, there was a lot of cars there that had great stories that unfortunately you didn't know. Even like the one inside when you and I were talking, we weren't sure it was a 50 or 51. I think it was a 51 because I saw a post that showed it and somebody said, "Oh, that's my 51." I think he said a split window cabriolet. But a lot of people just walked by that and
Sure.
thought it was just a old 56, not realizing this is the
oldest car there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There were no Gamoons, were there?
No, I did not see any.
But
But
it's-
then again, I never even saw like the richest point. I never even saw the Jägermeister 962.
Yeah,
I saw a
and
photo
We
of
walked
the-
right past that like 5 times.
I saw a photo. I'm like, is this from other Luft? That's what I said. No, it's this year.
Yeah.
Like, how the heck? I didn't see the 966 that Gunnar Jeanette, or Kevin Jeanette built for Gunnar Racing. I didn't see that one. I was like, I feel like there's a whole section of Disney
it's-
World
it's
that I
like-
did not
it's
go
like,
to.
It's like Disney World. It was pretty much impossible to see everything. And when we're trying to connect with Paul Gentili and Gary, and he's like, "Oh, I'm standing next to the Jägermeister car." I'm like, "I'm standing next to the Jägermeister car, but I don't see you. We're
Right.
at 2 different Jägermeister cars." I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
It was definitely a fun event to hang out, and I like the fact there was no judging. I'm judging as far as the concours or anything.
Oh, there was judging, all right.
there was yeah, right.
People judging.
And because it was downtown, unlike the other Luft I went to where there was an hour wait for coffee, there was an hour wait for this. It seemed like they got the food thing nailed down. We found a restaurant literally on the other side of the fence line. Took us 15 minutes to walk to it because we had to walk around the fence line, but we could see the show from where we were sitting. Had a very affordable, nice
Very
meal at a
nice.
sports bar and walked back again.
Sure.
And,
No line.
No line at all. It was real bathrooms and bathroom situation too. I don't think they used any porta pots.
I don't think so.
No, I think it was all because it was a public
Campus.
place.
Yeah, they had restrooms.
nice, clean restrooms, plenty of them. Yeah, definitely a lot of. I don't know the businesses that were there did any business.
I think Tag sold a lot of watches.
They did. They did.
I
And
saw that
one
Bert-
of their customers right here.
Yes.
yeah,
and,
did you
uh,
buy a watch?
Oh my God,
I
he
did.
Get out.
He
Come on.
crumbles
Do
under
you have
peer
it?
pressure.
Are you wearing it today? Yes, you
course.
are.
Oh,
there it is.
yeah.
Under the, we only have one left. Pressure.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
And
So I have to ask you because I never got a chance. Did they give any type of Luft discount? Anything?
No, extra. They charge extra.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, just keep in mind these watches will probably go up in price here shortly
Because
of a tariff.
here we go. Don't
Yeah,
get
yeah,
me started.
yeah.
And he wanted that watch.
So-
you had one of those in the beginning.
I did. So I wanted, since this was my first Luft, I wanted to fully immerse myself in the entire process, and that included going and
Oh, there's
making.
a close-up shot of
There it
his
is.
arm hair.
Yeah, there we go.
So you
I-
had history with a watch very similar to this.
Yeah, I'm a watch guy. Manny, I'll tell you, he zones out when we start talking about watches.
I do.
It's part of the. I don't know. I feel like if you're a car guy, it's not unheard of to be a watch guy also. I
Right.
think it kind of goes hand in hand. But Manny likes to zone out with that. So, but
I
anyway.
got my nice watch. I just happen to have one nice watch. That's it.
That's a nice watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
these-
absolutely. So they Tag. I had a very similar watch in the early '90s, and Tag decided to re-release it. And I was looking for a good time to purchase. I just didn't want to buy it. I said I would either.
You mean
purchase
away
it.
from your wife, right?
Yes, absolutely,
there you go.
absolutely. But now it's public, so now
Yeah,
she knows.
okay.
But I said, when I go on the cruise, maybe I'll purchase it on the cruise, or I wanted to do something to. But anyway, so Luft was a great venue to purchase, and
But it wasn't like a quick decision.
No,
In fact, he
no.
almost lost the opportunity to make all of this happen.
Yes. If it wasn't for you and Alejandro, made that happen.
So
And
we hear this story. It's great. And I'm like, are you buying? He's like, oh, I'll think about it. So then we go to experience the rest of the show. And obviously he's thinking about it. I'm like, bro, you need to go back before. Because at that time we thought there was only one left. Right?
Right.
I'm like, what if someone, then he
I'm
starts.
like, right now as we're speaking, somebody's putting it on
Right.
their
Yeah.
wrist.
and that's a true story. But that's an absolute
then he
true
starts
story.
sweating.
running back.
And then he starts sweating. And then as we were walking back, of course, we still want to look at cars. And he's like, let's go, guys. Let's go. And eventually he just left us and went straight back. And then I walked through the doors after him, and he looks like someone kicked his puppy. I'm like, what's wrong? And the guy over there.
Literally, the guy was
guy
sitting
over
there
he
in the
has-
chair
he has-
purchasing it.
He's purchasing it. There's no more left. I'm like, come on. Are you kidding me? We told you to go earlier. He's like, I know. And I say, let me see what we can do. So Alejandra, thank you very much. She went digging, and there was one left.
Oh,
One left.
my
One
goodness.
left.
And all is right in the world
Yes, all is right in the world.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
Alejandro.
walked around the rest of the day like this. Like somebody just got an engagement ring.
now. All right. Well, let me thank our newest corporate sponsor, Auto Atlanta. If you're chasing down Porsche parts, impossible to find. Maybe you're looking for parts for your 944 Turbo, your 914, or maybe even your 911 SC. Either way, Auto Atlanta has you covered. They've been taking care of Porsches and only Porsches since 1978. They have all parts. They can ship internationally. They have expert tech advice if you need. No matter where you are in the world, they'll ship it to you. Just go to autoatlanta.com. They have a team of all-star Porsche specialists to help you figure out those complex mechanical repairs for full restorations, regular servicing, or even detailing your car. They also buy and sell pre-owned Porsches. So if you want something special in your garage, check them out. Or if you're looking to sell what you have too many of, they might even buy it. Whether you're rebuilding a classic or just need a single clip for your project, Auto Atlanta has you covered. They also have a discount code, a PCA, the number 5, OFF, and you get 5% off your first order. Again, that's autoatlanta.com. Porsche parts, Porsche people, Porsche passion since 1978. On to the news, and this is turning into an extended version of PCA Insider, so hopefully you're enjoying it. So let's get into the news. We have one item that Manny has listed, and then I also have a congratulatory message. The first one talking about the hypercar program.
Porsche's pulling out of it, but it's only pulling out of the WEC program. IMSA will continue. A couple episodes ago, I think we talked about that Porsche had not yet committed to 2026 to WEC, and I think it's a mixture of, I'm sure, budgetary constraints, but more importantly, they were not happy with what WEC was doing to balance performance against the Ferrari. Porsche was trying to run a car both in IMSA and WEC, which originally that's what everyone talked about that was going to happen, but I don't think WEC held their end of the bargain, and Porsche, even though they were second in the championship, Ferrari clearly had the advantage, especially with their Le Mans win. So what this means is there's a good chance Porsche will not race at Le Mans next year, which is a big shame and kind of scary, because the last time they decided to quit racing at Le Mans, we waited 15 years, I think,
For them to get back.
For them to get back, yeah. So hopefully that's not what's going to happen. Hopefully we see the 963, because if the 963 doesn't win a Le Mans, that's going to be their first purpose-built Le Mans prototype that doesn't win Le Mans since probably the 908. That's how far back you'd have to go from when Porsche built a car to race Le Mans that didn't win Le Mans.
That's 50 years.
Exactly. So the RS Spider doesn't count because Porsche said from the beginning that was not going to be a car that they set up for Le Mans. So even though it raced privateer-wise at Le Mans, that was never considered a Le Mans contender, but the 963 was. So we'll wait and see, but at least for us here in the United States, we get to still see them at IMSA, and quite frankly, I think WC has some arrogance with them sometimes, and they were not followed very closely here in the U.S. except for diehard race enthusiasts. Mm-hmm. Most people had no idea what the WC was. I witnessed that firsthand at Sebring last year when I went, and walking around, and people were leaving on Saturday. They were not coming back on Sunday, and I said, but the WC's racing on Sunday, and they're like, oh, it's the same cars. And I thought, yeah, this is how you have not ingrained yourself like F1 has into the U.S. So, anyways, that's the news from the 963 program.
Yeah, a bit sad. On the flip side, though, we do want to congratulate Porsche Cars North America. They just recently released a report saying that their year-to-date deliveries has increased by 5.6% over 2024, which is incredible considering not a huge new mix of cars. But
I think the Macan was their number one seller again. Where I read in that report.
Yeah, so the Macan's 21,000 units, as we know that it carries them. Cayenne, 14,000 plus units. The 718s is the one that they really kind of jumped up. Last year they sold 718s from about 3,800 of them. This year they sold almost 5,300 of them. That's a pretty big jump.
Still a small number.
Small, yeah. But for that segment, the Taycan stayed pretty level. Panamera saw a little uptick as well. So congratulations to them. I know in the complete equation for Porsche AG, it's not necessarily enough to overcome all of their challenges, but from the stateside, congratulations.
And to Damon brought this up 2 episodes ago, I think. So the news was, of course, that the 718 is coming back. But as we just said, it's not the way you think.
Right.
Kind of like maybe like Pet Cemetery where your dog came back, but it's not the same dog.
That's
the best analogy I could think of.
It's close to Halloween. Yeah, maybe it's appropriate. Yeah.
So the engine they're going to put in there, obviously they're not going to put the same engine in there, but Damon pointed out that the engine they probably should put in there is the hybrid. And so while Porsche hasn't officially said this, there's a ton of news outlets that wrote articles saying that is truly probably what they're going to do is put the 911 engine, if it's a GTS or maybe a model below that, still it's going to use that hybrid system. So I think that's pretty exciting.
It'll pack a punch for sure.
Yeah.
So does that mean no manual then?
Well, they can. I mean, there's nothing in the T hybrid system that says it has to be a. I've always said, from what I've been told, that the manual is the emergency automatic braking that becomes law in 2029. Can manufacturers build manuals that will operate in the emergency braking? I'm sure they can. It's a matter of will the investment in technology and parts and whatnot equal to the take rate? That's something they gotta, I guess, weigh. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the manual. I would love to continue, because if it doesn't, that means when I'm buying my Porsche in 5 years that's used, I won't have anything select that's manual. So I would love for them to think it's worthwhile and be able to make something that obviously when you put the clutch in, the car still keeps on running. It doesn't strand you. But we'll see.
It should be easy with speed sensors.
I will give Wystock your phone number and let them know.
I mean, just think about it, but okay.
All right, I want to remind everyone, Unstock 2025, November 16th at Porsche Santa Clarita. Registration is open. By the time you listen to this podcast, it might be kind of tight and might not have room, but as far as being in the show, but we certainly invite you to come and enjoy it as a spectator. We also want to talk a little bit about one of my favorite cars, a video that recently dropped, the 74 Carrera RS 3.0.
Yep, forgot to turn the microphone on there. And I'm also going to start this video so it's playing while we are talking about it. But yes, so the car you see right now on YouTube is 73 RS. It's actually Bob Miller's, or at least it was at Bob Miller's shop when we shot that video. So this one here, this blue car, is a 74 Carrera RS. Much fewer made. It's 50-something cars versus in the thousands, 1,500
1,580, yeah.
Of the other one. But yeah, retains the mechanical fuel injection. For the most part, the same motor, maybe a little bit more power.
A lot more
power. 300 or 240. Somebody in the comments said it was 240, but we had 300 in here. But yeah, really cool video. We don't drive on the track. It was actually raining all day except for a few, like 2 hours throughout the whole day. So we used them to shoot video of the cars, but we only got a little bit of track footage, and that was in the 904. So which that video still has to come out. Look for it in the next month or two.
Way cool car. So make sure you check that one out. Just want to give a plug to PCA Sim Racing. If you haven't checked that out and you want to learn about racing online with other PCA members, PCASimRacing.com. We have insider swag. We talked about merchandise earlier. And if you're looking for a water bottle, a mug, or a t-shirt to rock the PCA Insider logo, we appreciate the support there. If you're just looking for decals, just send us your address information to podcast@pca.org. Rich, Bob, this has been fun, and I hope you all enjoyed this extended version because there was a lot to take in and a lot to cover. And if you haven't gotten anything from this, is the next one that's close to you or even far from you, you should definitely check out Luft.
And enter your car. It doesn't have to be perfect. In
Yeah.
fact, if you look at the cars there, some of the imperfect patinaed ones were the ones that got the most photographs.
Absolutely.
But this made Rich actually want to go down to Works Reunion Amelia Hour.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
look, my truck and my trailer are ready to go.
Very good.
We still haven't gone. What's the furthest you've driven your 930?
To the open house.
The open house. Yeah, the open house.
It's like 30 miles.
It's not even that.
I have trust issues.
Yeah. So, Jeff, Patrick, congratulations on Luft, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Everyone, thank you for listening. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and consider sharing our show with fellow Porsche enthusiasts. Until next time, stay safe, and we'll catch you down the road.